Episode 23, The Final Stage of Healing, the December series. Day 23, The Final Stage of Healing. There is a stage of healing that most people do not talk about. A stage beyond anger, beyond grief, beyond understanding. A stage where you finally arrive at something most survivors think is impossible. Indifference. Not bitterness disguised as indifference. Not suppressed rage pretending to be peace. True indifference. Where the narcissist becomes irrelevant. Where their name does not trigger you. Where their face does not haunt you. Where their memory does not control you. This is the final stage of healing, and it is the most powerful place you can reach. In The Matrix, this is when Neo stops running from Agent Smith, not because he wants to fight, because Smith no longer matters. Neo has transcended the system. He can see the code. He can bend reality. He can fly. Smith is still dangerous, still threatening, still attacking. But Neo is no longer afraid, because he has become something Smith cannot touch. He has become free. In The Wizard of Oz, this is when Dorothy finally clicks her heels. Not out of desperation, not out of fear, out of readiness. She has walked the yellow brick road, she has faced the witch, she has pulled back the curtain, and now she knows the truth. There is no place like home. Not because Kansas is perfect, but because home is where she belongs, where she is safe, where she is herself. The witch no longer has power over her. The wizard no longer impresses her. The flying monkeys no longer scare her. She is simply done, and she goes home. This is indifference. Not hatred, not revenge, not even forgiveness. Just done. Here is what the final stage of healing looks like. First, you stop checking on them. In the early stages of healing, you still look. You check their social media. You ask mutual friends about them. You wonder if they are happy, if they miss you, if they have changed. But in the final stage, you stop. Not because you are forcing yourself, because you genuinely do not care. Their life is no longer your business. Their choices are no longer your concern. Their happiness or misery is no longer relevant to you. You have moved on, completely. Second, you stop explaining yourself. In the early stages, you still feel the need to defend your truth, to prove the abuse happened, to make people understand, to justify your no contact. But in the final stage, you stop. Not because you are ashamed, because you no longer need validation. You know what happened. You know what you survived. You know why you left. And that is enough. The people who matter believe you. The people who do not believe you do not matter. And you are at peace with that. Third, you stop hoping they will change. In the early stages, part of you still wonders. Maybe they will get therapy. Maybe they will have an epiphany. Maybe they will realize what they lost. But in the final stage, you stop hoping. Not because you are bitter, because you have accepted reality. They are who they are. They will do what they do. And it has nothing to do with you. You cannot fix them. You cannot save them. You cannot change them. And you no longer want to. Fourth, you stop replaying the past. In the early stages, you still analyze. You replay conversations. You search for clues you missed. You wonder what you could have done differently. But in the final stage, you stop. Not because you have forgotten, because you have integrated. The past is no longer a wound. It is a lesson, a chapter, a part of your story. But it is not your whole story, and it no longer defines you. Fifth, you stop fearing the future. In the early stages, you are terrified. Terrified of running into them, terrified of being hoovered, terrified of falling for another narcissist. But in the final stage, you stop fearing. Not because the threats are gone, because you trust yourself. You trust your boundaries. You trust your instincts. You trust your ability to protect yourself. And you know that even if they try to come back, you will not fall for it. Even if you meet another narcissist, you will recognize the red flags. Even if chaos comes, you will handle it. Because you are no longer the person who got trapped. You are the person who got free. Sixth, You start living for yourself. In the early stages, your healing is still about them, proving them wrong, showing them you are fine, becoming successful to make them regret losing you. But in the final stage, your life is about you, not them. You pursue your dreams because they are your dreams. You build relationships because they bring you joy. You set goals because they matter to you. The narcissist is not even a thought. They are not the villain in your story anymore. They are just gone. And you are finally free to be yourself. Psychologically, this stage is called post-traumatic growth. Dr. Judith Herman, in her book Trauma and Recovery, describes 3 stages of healing from abuse. Stage 1, safety and stabilization. Stage 2, remembrance and mourning. Stage 3, reconnection and integration. Most survivors get stuck in stage 2. They remember the abuse. They mourn what was lost, but they never fully move to stage 3. They never reconnect with themselves. They never integrate the trauma into their larger life story. They stay defined by what happened to them. But the final stage of healing is integration, where the abuse is no longer the center of your identity. It is part of your past, but it is not your present, and it is not your future. You are no longer a victim. You are no longer even a survivor. You are simply yourself, whole, healed, free. Spiritually, this mirrors the concept of resurrection. In John chapter 11, Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. Lazarus has been in the tomb for 4 days. Everyone has given up hope. Everyone is mourning. But Jesus calls him out, and Lazarus walks out of the tomb, still wrapped in grave clothes, still smelling of death, but alive. And Jesus says, "Unbind him and let him go." This is the final stage of healing. You have been called out of the tomb. You have been resurrected. But you are still wrapped in grave clothes, the memories, the trauma, the pain. And Jesus says, "Unbind him. Let him go. Release the past. Take off the grave clothes. Walk into your new life. Free." In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17, Paul writes, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone. The new is here." This is indifference, not forgetting, not pretending it did not happen, but becoming new. Becoming someone the abuse cannot define. Becoming someone the narcissist cannot touch. The old has gone. The new is here. In The Matrix, this is when Neo stops seeing the Matrix as a prison. He sees it as code, information, something he can manipulate. The Matrix no longer controls him. He controls the Matrix. And Agent Smith becomes irrelevant. Smith can attack. Smith can threaten. Smith can multiply. But Neo is untouchable because he has transcended the system. In The Wizard of Oz, this is when Dorothy realizes the power was always hers. The ruby slippers were on her feet the whole time. She did not need the wizard. She did not need Glinda. She did not need anyone's permission. She just needed to believe, to click her heels, to say the words, "There is no place like home." And she is free. The Wicked Witch cannot stop her. The flying monkeys cannot touch her. The wizard cannot deceive her. She is simply done. And she goes home. This is the final stage of healing, when you realize the power was always yours. The narcissist did not take it. They just convinced you it was gone. But it was always there, waiting. And now you have reclaimed it. Here is how you know you have reached the final stage. First, you feel light. Not numb, not empty. Light. Like a weight has been lifted. Like you can finally breathe. Like the world is full of possibility again. Second, you feel grateful. Not for the abuse, but for the freedom, for the lessons, for the person you have become. You would not wish the pain on anyone, but you would not trade who you are now for who you were before. Third, you feel compassionate, not toward the narcissist, toward yourself, toward others who are still trapped, toward the version of you who did not know better. You no longer judge yourself for staying. You no longer blame yourself for the abuse. You simply understand, and you have grace. Fourth, you feel powerful, not in an arrogant way, in a grounded way. You know your worth. You know your boundaries. You know what you will and will not tolerate, and you trust yourself to enforce it. Fifth, you feel present, not stuck in the past, not anxious about the future. Present, here, now, enjoying your life, building your dreams, loving the people who love you back. Sixth, you feel indifferent. And this is the most important one. You do not hate the narcissist. You do not love them. You do not think about them. They are simply irrelevant. A chapter that is closed. A person who no longer matters. And that is the ultimate freedom. Here is the truth about indifference. It is not something you force. It is something you arrive at. You cannot fake it. You cannot rush it. You cannot skip the stages before it. You have to walk through the anger. You have to sit with the grief. You have to do the work. But if you keep going, you will get there. To the place where the narcissist is just nothing. Not a villain. Not a lesson. Not even a memory that stings. Just nothing. And that is when you know you are free. In The Matrix, Neo's final battle with Agent Smith is not about defeating him. It is about transcending him. Neo lets Smith absorb him. He surrenders. And in that surrender, the system crashes. Smith is destroyed. The Matrix is rebooted. And Neo becomes legend. Not because he fought, because he let go. This is the final stage of healing. Letting go. Not of the truth. Not of your boundaries. Not of your worth. But of the need for the narcissist to acknowledge any of it. You let go of the need for closure, for apology, for justice. You let go of the need for them to see what they did, to admit they were wrong, to suffer for what they put you through. You simply let go. And in that letting go, you are free. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy does not defeat the Wicked Witch through strength. She defeats her through truth, water, purity. The witch melts. Not because Dorothy is powerful, because the witch cannot survive in the presence of truth. And Dorothy goes home, not because she conquered Oz, because she remembered who she was. This is your final stage, remembering who you are, not who the narcissist said you were, not who the trauma made you, who you really are. Underneath the pain, underneath the fear, underneath the shame, you, whole, healed, free. And when you remember that, the narcissist becomes irrelevant. Their words lose power. Their memory loses control. Their existence loses meaning.